Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today as we bring you the final round action of the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open from the Bears Best ChenngNa. Mike Kim alongside with Austin Dunn. We're happy that you joined us today. And as yesterday, what a beautiful weather we have today.
It's not as windy as the yesterday, but it will certainly pick up in the afternoon.
And the humidity seems to be a little bit lower than yesterday, but look at that beautiful Korea Women's Trophy. And the prize money, and the winner prize will be equivalent about $230,000 US.
And the total purse is around 830,000 US.
And some of those top players, Hee Jung Lim on the KOPGA Tour, 200 par. And Min Young Lee, too, had 600 par in the first round. Unfortunately, had gone backward. They've all teed off at 9:39. And Seyoung Kim at 9 under par with Ayeon Cho, the Rookie of the Year award from last year.
Chaeyoon Park, Haejin Choi, and Jeongeun Ko will play together. Jeongeun Ko had a tough day yesterday. She was just grinding all day. Nothing was going on her way.
And
Hopefully
if
she
you can
could
see
pick up
the
pace.
score there, 12 under, So Yeon-roo, the overnight leader, holding on to the lead. But Jeon-ho has gone backward in the front nine. And let's take a look at the leaderboard. So Yeon-roo holding on to a shot over Hyo-ju Kim. Currently 2 under par today after 9th hole, has moved on to the 10th hole. And Haejin Choi, along with Seyoung Kim at 9 under par, chasing hot after So Yeon-roo. And Jeongeun Lee 6, 2 under par at 5 under par.
The top of the leaderboard is starting to get a little crowded now.
All right, let's take you to the par 5 10th hole. This is So Yeon-roo, our leader, for birdie. She had been at 13 under, lost the shot on the 9th hole, is now holding on, clinging on to that one-shot lead over Hyo-ju Kim. And Hyo-ju has been steadily climbing that top of the leaderboard. And we find Jin Young Ko with her third shot on the 11th hole. Greenside bunker.
It was downwind, pin tucked in front, not much room to work with. And seemed like her lie must have been pretty bad. By looking at the reaction of the ball, I think the ball might have been slightly buried.
And I think she would just be happy to get out of the bunker with her shot. Jiyeon needs to get this birdie to get back on the right track, and has done it.
That's her first birdie of the day.
So after back-to-back bogey on a 5 and 6 and an 8th,
That'll put a smile on her face.
that should put a huge smile on her face. Still not out of it, hanging on. And this is Haejin Choi again. This is by the in front of the bunker and out of the rough.
Ooh.
And for a moment that I thought that she may have hit the right shot to hit the pin flag. This will be a sizable putt coming back. Now Hyo-ju. In our telecast yesterday, we reminded our viewers, don't count this lady out, and has been doing very well. 2 under par. And now she has a rather sizable par putt coming up to stay a shot out of the lead, So Yeon-roo. And the par save has been absolutely perfect, 100% today. Must make putt.
And she does it.
And she's done it.
Center cut. And she looks very comfortable today. And she's playing
Yeah.
solid. Playing low stress golf, which is very important coming down the stretch,
Long par putt coming up for our #1 player in the world, Jin Young Ko, taking that big stroke coming down.
It's on uphill all the way. The pace was good. And she'll lose a shot.
And as it was the case yesterday, she's been having an up and down round. Birdie and a bogey and birdie and a bogey. 3 birdies and 3 bogeys to go along with it today. And this would be a really a tester for Se-young for a birdie on the par 3, the start of the Bears landmine. Here at ChenngNa Bears Best. Ran it by quite a bit there, Austin.
And it's not a gimme putt coming back.
And with the exception of Jeongeun, all of these players on the top leaderboard have not won here at Korea Women's Open. Would love to win this tournament after their collection.
7-footer for par. Oh, nice. Nicely done.
And that is the reason why Choi is still at 9 under par. And that par is as good as a birdie. Eleventh hole, Hyoju Kim, all alone in second place. Doesn't seem too happy with that tee shot, but that seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, left side of the fairway.
And with the pin position front right on the 11th hole, will be very, very difficult for the ladies to try to spin the ball as much as they can.
If anything, you want to keep left side of the fairway for a better angle for the approach shot.
Exactly. And So-yeon Ryu, our leader, has been having all kinds of problems with the tee shot since yesterday.
Once again.
And this ball's hooking to the left.
Oh.
And still
She got away with it.
Yeah, and the way she's reacting, it almost seems like she is quite similar to what Hideki Matsuyama does whenever he swings. Hideki Matsuyama tends to let his club go, and then you find the ball sitting about 3-4 feet from the hole. All right, Se-young Kim for par. Oh. Was that a misread?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people, players are getting fooled from that position. It doesn't break as much as it seems on the green.
My first bogey of the day, but walking away with the par on the 10th hole was almost, might be feeling like that she had a bogey on the 10th. Was in the back green bunker with her second shot and only walking away with the par. And look at that pin position. That has got to be just absolutely scary standing on top of that tee box. All those shots there, no one except for perhaps 3 shots, and so far today has yielded 14 birdies. And as we had mentioned, par 3, 12th hole is the start of the Bears landmine, 12, 13, 14. These are the 3 holes that could really win.
What makes
lose.
it difficult is that from the teeing ground, the angle that the green sits, it makes the green really shallow from front to back. So they need to have control the carry distance perfectly, but the wind is obviously a big factor.
Now, in the first and second round, we've seen the wind directions constantly changing from left to right or right to left. So let's see how the wind plays today with the windy condition down just slightly from yesterday. You can see all these shots, especially from the bunker on the left side. Seems to be a favorite spot. And again, we have shown the numbers here.
It yielded twice as many bogey as the birdies on this hole.
And look at those numbers, had 40 triples or more.
First 3 rounds, the 12th hole recorded as the 6th toughest hole on the golf course.
And Choi on the 12th hole, currently at 9 under after that excellent par-saving putt. Now, if you look at this tee box, a hole-in-one prize is sitting there. Now, We've had 9 hole-in-ones so far in this season, but at the Korea Women's Open so far, absolutely none. And that just shows you how difficult these par 3s have been for the players.
Excellent shot.
That's one of the better shots we've seen, even though that might be a little bit downhill putt, but still be a good opportunity for her.
Just anywhere in the center of the green was fine, just fine here.
And this appears to be Cheon Park. Just hanging on. And it's not going away. Hold it on to. And currently 4 under par.
7-iron.
She had birdied this hole yesterday.
Wind slightly helping from right.
And looks like it's going right. Oh, not sure whether it's found the hazard. Very close to that hazard line.
Might have been caught up on the rough.
Next is Jeongeun, who's nurturing a very sore ankle, as she has stated in her interview that she will definitely have to get that ankle checked after the tournament.
Seems like it might be the left ankle. She has some taping on her left calf.
Now, if you have some issues with that left ankle, what kind of issues would you have when you're making that golf swing?
Well, it's really hard to use the ground coming down. You can't swing as hard. So what you could do is flare that left foot open a little more to reduce the pressure.
Wow. And that ball is staying up there, but it's flirting with danger. And this very difficult par 3 12th hole. Let's go back to the 11th hole where Hyo-Joo Kim is getting ready for her shot. And that's about 90 yards, 81 meters.
She needs to land this below the hole.
That didn't sound really clean. And that is running away from her.
Yeah, not much you could do there. Pin tucked in the front, wind blowing, back to front, helping wind. It's really hard to stop it, especially where they have to land it. It's a downhill slope from front to back.
All right, Jeongeun Kim, 8 under par. Not out of it yet by any means. And she found the fairway bunker on the left side, and let's see if she's been able to manage to get out of there. And she has, and I think the wind is blowing very, very hard. She wasn't able to reach the bunker there. All right, back to 11th hole. Our leader is So-yeon. And not a bad job there.
No, not at all. Like I said, downwind, pin tucked in the front, and the downhill slope where they have to land it. So you really have to make that putt coming back. 10, 12 footers coming back up the hill.
All right, Jeon, who gave away 3 shots, did get a shot back on the 10th.
Oh.
And wow. And that is going to be...
That was a good shot. But
good shot.
Yeah, but you just don't want to get too cute with that pin placement.
Still got a lot of holes left. And wow, that is a good putt. And that was a par putt for Jeongeun Lee 6, so we'll have to settle for a bogey. And we'll lose a shot at the final hole of the Bears landmine. All right, Cheon Park had hit a wayward shot to the right, and it appears that she may have to have to go back and try to hit her shot again. And it may have not
Cross the
made it
line.
into the across the line.
Right.
All right, birdie putt to tie the leader.
It's an uphill all the way.
And
Ran out of gas.
all right, Hyo-ju has decided to putt it out, has let her competitor know. All right, remains at 11 under par as they get ready to move on to the Bears landmine over to the 12th hole, par 3. All right, Se-young Kim finally been able to stay out of that fairway bunker on the left side.
159 meter to the hole.
Ooh, letting that hand go.
That usually means she pulled it left.
And I do believe that she was there yesterday as she had double bogeyed in the second round. Now, this is our leader, So-yeon, for the birdie.
Never had a line. Nor
Not
speed.
sure where she was going. That missed it by wide margin, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back on the 12th hole, Jeongeun Ko. This is for her second shot. And that's a good shot.
Not a bad effort. Should be a simple tap in for par. She might be not hitting the yardages that she are used to because of that angle. It's really tough to put too much load onto your left foot on the downswing. And that'll obviously reduce the club head speed as well.
And this is also a very important putt coming up for Jeon-oh. Has she done it? I think it's still too early to give up on her round. Jeon, the winner of the Korea Women's Open in 2018, and in that year she won with the total score of 17 under. Now this is Chae-Yun Park, who had put her tee shot in the water, had not crossed that line, so she has gone back to the line where she needed to be, and now this will be her third shot with the penalty. And she has that for bogey and may be in danger to lose as many as 2 shots. All right.
She's still not out of it. The Jeon-oh.
Jeon needs to stay patient.
Right. She's 2 over for the day, but now they're entering the landmine holes, and we saw plenty of cases of 2-shot swings on round 3.
And Jeon is just not able to make any moves since yesterday. And that leaderboard is getting packed as we continue to bring you the final round action of the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages.
버디. 동시에 10언더파 두 자릿수까지 올라갑니다.
네, 몰아치기 하면 조정현이죠.
김한임 선수의 18번 세 번째 샷. 빨려 들어갔어요.
나이스 이글.
정말 최고의 피날레를 장식합니다. 10언더파로 오늘 경기를 마쳤어요.
대단하네요.
자, 이렇게 되면 공동 2위로 김한임 선수가 올라갑니다.
깔끔하게 잘 나와서 공로 그대로 흘러 들어가겠습니다.
샷으로도 최고의 팬 서비스를 보여주는.
네.
And the leaderboard is getting very, very crowded as we bring you the fourth round, the final round action of the 34 Kia Motors Korea Women's Open from ChenngNa Bears Best. So Yeon-Roo, overnight leader, is holding on and clinging on to that one-shot lead over Hyo-Joo Kim. And right behind Hyo-Joo Kim is Jeongeun, who was in second place yesterday. Now take it at the 13th hole. Se-young Kim at 8 under par.
The ball seems to be sitting okay. Has plenty of room to work with.
And that ball needs to keep going.
It's not too bad.
And Se-young faced with another danger of losing a shot. Back to the 12th hole, the par 3. And our final group has arrived at the 12th hole at Jeongeun.
Pin tucked in the front right, which is the toughest pin position for this green. And wind is slightly helping from right.
And has elected to go with an 8-iron. Sounded pretty good. Oh, nicely done.
She needed that.
Only the second time we've seen that ball land. Very similar to the position where Haejin Choi was.
But it's really nice to see that she's keeping on her smiles. You know, she's been grinding all day, but you know, she's still being very positive.
And that's
Which is
what
really
you need
nice
to
to
do.
see, yeah.
And when you look at the leaderboard, the first page leaderboard, it's almost like a preview of what we may be seeing come December when the U.S. Women's Open will be played. With So Yeon-Roo, Hyo-Joo Kim, Se-young Kim. All three players currently in the top 20 in the world. And Hyo-Joo only a shot out of the lead. Just a stroke behind her playing partner, So Yeon-Roo.
Just to give you a glimpse of the depth of the field in Korean ladies golf, is that the first page of the leaderboard, they have over close to 30 wins on the LPGA Tour combined.
That is just mind-boggling. With Hyo-Joo Kim have already won 10 times, and she's already notched the win a couple of weeks ago down at Jeju Island, Sky Hill Lotte. So Yeon-Roo, look at that. That's very, very even. 3 under par in par 3, 4 under par in par 4, and 5 under par in par 5. also going with an 8-iron.
She's staring it down.
All right, that
not too
ball
bad.
needs to stop. All right, not bad. I think she's gone for the fat part of the green, not taking any chance whatsoever. Just playing very smart golf. Very little movement on this putt. And that might be the bogey. Might have put a real dagger on her chance to try to win this tournament. Just falling away from the leaderboard. Now we got Jeongeun Choi on the 13th hole. Very strong headwind in this one, and fairway bunker on the left side does come into play. And
First cut rough.
And
That's
has
not too bad.
stayed out of it.
Her fairway percentage has been 78% for today.
All right, Hyoju currently in second place. One shot out of the lead, and anything could happen on this stretch. The Bears landmine 12th, 13th, and 14th. And just in case, if there is a playoff, the last time there was a playoff at the Korea Women's Open, it was 10 years ago. Won by Soo Jin-young. Looking really good. And just
Great touch.
great touch. It just seems much more confident with her stroke than yesterday, Austin.
Definitely. Her stroke looks solid. The tempo looks great. And whenever you could just walk out of the hole with just a tap in after a long lag putt, that's what you got to do. You got to keep the pressure low stress golf. I mean, if you run it by or leave it short and have to mark it and grind to make the par putt, and if that adds up, you're bound to make a bogey.
Absolutely, and we're now getting a look at a very treacherous par 4. The wind is directly into the player's face as they stand on the tee box, and the fairway seems awfully narrow, and that green side, the fairway bunker on the left side seems so inviting.
The longer you hit, the landing area becomes a bottleneck with the fairway bunkers on the left. And wind is definitely a key, big factor in this hole.
And we have seen so many of the players' dream dashed right here on the 13th hole, finding those water hazard by the green side. And we'll take a look at the stats. Between 2014 and 19, there were 554 double bogeys, 186 double, and 35 triple bogeys, with only 179 birdies.
In first 3 rounds, he played as the second toughest hole on the golf course, averaging 4.28 strokes.
And
for the
today, again, it's ranked the second hardest hole. And let's get back to the fairway on the 13th hole, and Jin-young Ko. You know, you pretty much don't have a chance to win, but you want to come in with some positive note. 6 shots behind current leader So-Yeon Ryu, the #1 player in the world, Jin-young Ko, getting ready for his second shot. Oh, and it just flew by it. But that doesn't seem like really a bad lie there.
No, it's a pretty simple chip from there. Downhill slider.
All right, So-Yeon would love to get a birdie right here. And it's breaking toward the hole. And just comes out short, but still excellent par.
She should be happy with 2. Just walk away with the par on this hole.
We had mentioned before that So-yeon has a tenacity of collecting national title tournament around the world.
Only thing she's missing is this Korean Open.
Exactly. The last time she had won the national title tournament was back in 2018 when she won the Japan Open. Oh, and that's a good one there. Very
She
good
made
shot.
it to the top shelf.
All right, Jeongeun with an excellent birdie opportunity. As you can see, she has lost 2 shots since the day.
This is to get within 2.
A little bit of right to left. Yes, she's done it.
Finally.
So, shot by shot, she is slowly climbing back, and now only 2 shots out of the lead.
And
Well,
putting always has been a strong part of her game, and just in the front 9 today, she's just been struggling a bit with the ball striking, but seems to be getting back into the groove.
All right, Se-yeon Kim on the 14th hole, long par 5, and has left herself a relatively short 3rd shot. Se-yeon Kim, who has a tendency to really make a strong comeback, and everyone had given her a lot of chance that she would maybe be able to come back and win this thing.
She has 3 wins on the LPGA Tour last year, finished 2nd on the money list, currently ranked 6th in the world, and she's definitely a player to look out for.
And you know, when I look at her stats, it's just amazing that she's already had double-digit wins on the LPGA Tour. And
10 wins.
one of the wins that she had on the LPGA Tour, I recall that she had holed out from the fairway on the 18th hole at the LPGA Lotte Championship in Hawaii against none other than a Hall of Famer, MB Park.
They forced into a playoff, right?
And won it, too. All right, Jeongeun Ko needs to land that ball softly on the green.
It shouldn't be too tough since it's an uphill lie and ball seems to be sitting up okay. Oh, she went under it.
Oh, that's one of the
All
the
she
risks.
had to do was just sweep it up the hill, but she tried to release that and get that bounce slide too much under the ball.
A little bit almost baffled by that shot. A shot going right a little bit on Jeongeun. Look out. Oh, and then she drew that ball in. And the way she reacted, it almost like that ball had gone way over to the right.
She got a favorable bounce.
That's the kind of break you need to win the national title event. And this is Bomi Lee on the final hole and comes up quite a bit short. Bomi won 21 times on the JLPGA and back to 13th hole, Hyoju.
She kept the ball low.
And as a result, she's been able to get a lot more distance than the other players. All right, back on the 13th hole. This is Hejin Choi for birdie. Wouldn't she love to walk away with a birdie on this hole, the second of the 3 Bears landmine on ChenngNa Bears Best. Long
Pace
birdie
looks
attempt.
pretty good. Oh, just burns the edge.
Well, she's been doing that yesterday and continuing to do that today. Needs a little break here and there. Jeongeun has decided to putt it out. And only 3 shots behind our leader, So-Yeon Ryu, who is on the tee box with the driver and finally has held on to that driver for change. And sitting right next to Hyo-ju. Now, in that situation like that, do the players tend to mark the ball if the ball gets in the stands?
Yes. You have to mark the ball and let the person who's further away from the hole play first.
All right, Bomi, walk away with the par here. Come on. Excellent. Now, she also had a long day today. 2 over par, but still. It's good to see Bomi, a player like her, such a star player on the JLPGA Tour, playing here at the national tournament. Hope that she'll be coming back more often. Se-Yeon Kim for the 3rd shot. She was the closest of the 3, and yet she's the furthest of her playing partners.
She left this for a par after a slight miscue off the just off the green.
Yeah, it's got to be disappointed with that 3rd shot. I know she was looking at that shot for a long time after seeing that shot coming up just very short. And this is for par. Oh. So she has gone backward even further. And now drops down to 5 under par and will be tied 9th place. Se-Yeon Kim, such an exciting player. And you want to see her do well so you can really see how she can really get that leaderboard even tighter. And it appears that she's starting to get a little frustrated out in the course.
She has a nickname of Wizard in red pants in Korea. She always wears red pants in Sunday.
Well, looks like she hasn't found that magic touch. And I think Jeongeun, overnight 2nd place. Jeongeun, who has started with 3 bogeys in the front 9, but had come back and birdie in the first 3 holes. So got a little bit of momentum going here as we go in toward the final stretch. Wow, look at that. There's a strong wind in their face. Oh, looks like she's taking a very, very aggressive line. And not sure whether it has gone over that water hazard.
I don't know about that play. I think she could have just, she's been playing well on the back 9, and all she had to do was just keep it on the green and, try to. Even if you walk away with the par in this hole, you're not losing any strokes.
Exactly. I really have to question that shot selection there for Jeongeun, but let's go and take a look at Hyo-ju Kim, only a shot behind her playing partner, So-Yeon Ryu. Currently 11 under par. having a long discussion with her caddy, going back and looking at the wind direction.
She just have to aim for that camera tower on the behind the green and just let it leak to the right a little bit.
And I don't think you want to fool with that right side at all, as we have witnessed with Jeongeun.
You don't want to carry it all the way to the pin. You gotta land it well short of the pin, center of the green. Just tug that just a hair left.
And that seems to be a very conservative approach, but
That's the most popular bailout area right there.
if there is a barrel out, that is probably the favorite spot for a lot of the players. All right, So-Yeon Roo, our leader, coming up for her second shot. And is that rough? That first cut, does that come into play at all, Austin?
No, you shouldn't be. They don't have to worry about it too much. And ball sitting up pretty high.
That wind definitely coming in from left to right to the player's direction. And it is quite strong.
If anything, they might have to be careful for the flyers, but her lie right now looks pretty nice.
Boy, I tell you,
Oh, leaking to the right.
Look out, look out.
Oh.
Oh, my Lord. Heart literally stopped looking at that ball flight. And the ball will be sitting up, and I almost have to question that stat. The graphic, it says she's birdied all 3 times on this hole. That is just amazing. That might be the reason why she is doing so well. And look at this. Oh, and I think that may have gone into the cattail before crossing that line. So she will have to wait for a rules official from Korea Golf Association to find out exactly where she'll be dropping. All right, Haejin Choi, still not out of it. 3 shots behind the leader on the 14th hole, par 5.
She kept the fairway.
I think fairways and greens, no problem. It's on the green with a putting stroke that has really given her fits. All right, simple par putt for Se-young. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a drop that Jeongeun will be getting on the 13th hole, Austin.
Probably behind the hazard in the same line with the pin.
And they did have a 4 caddy sitting there. And let's see if they're able to find her ball.
The question is whether that ball has crossed the line over the hazard or not.
All right, going back, and it does appear that she has really lucked out. And she has crossed that hazard and is now looking. The rules officials are coming over and see if we can listen to. Okay, it does appear that the ball had crossed the line.
Right, now she's trying to figure out the nearest point of relief, not closer to the hole.
All right, it did find the water hazard, but I think the ball did cross the completely gone over that cattail, the water hazard line. So that is very fortunate there. So she
Caddy
may
would have to catch the ball. Once she drops it, it's going to roll back into the hazard. So she's going to have to drop it twice, and if it still does not stop, she'll have to place the ball where the ball has, at the point where the ball has landed.
And looking ahead, that if she can save a bogey here, that would be just absolutely huge for Jeongeun. Otherwise, she may have been in danger of getting a double bogey or more.
Hyo-joo Kim playing first.
And I think Hyo-joo did a good job.
3-4 footer left for par.
When you have a situation like this, and whether you're getting a ruling for your playing partner, is that okay to go ahead and play through?
Oh, definitely, yes. They have to keep the pace of play in mind. So if they're waiting for a rules official to come for rulings or whatnot, they let the other players go ahead and play.
So the players will be talking to each other and
Yes.
letting other player play through. All right. This is a critical ruling which will allow Jeongeun to get the best lie. But either way, that's going to be a very awkward stance that Jeongeun will be drawing. Let's go back to the 14th hole. Jin-Young Ko for her second shot. And Jin-Young finds a very thick rough on the left side. Let's come back to 13th. And Jeongeun has finally gotten the ruling done and is getting ready for her fourth shot with the one-shot penalty. And you can see the way that the green, the mound rises.
The pin sitting on the highest shelf, top shelf in the back of the green. And it's going to be pretty tough to control the carry distance because she's also hitting off of a uphill lie.
And if you hit it too short, that ball might even roll back down.
Right.
And if you hit it too long, that will go right over and may go into hazard again.
Oh, she landed that perfectly.
Well, that's
And
about
not
as good
too
as you
bad.
can do. Not too bad at all, but still. Sizable bogey putt coming up for Jeongeun. A must-make bogey putt coming up, but let's quickly go to the 14th hole. Second shot by Hye-Jin Choi.
Okay. Bounce back into the first cut.
I don't think she did too bad there.
The pin's tucked on the right, so that should be a good angle to the pin.
Now, So Yeon-Roo, our leader, literally took that, what we call a tiger line, going right over the water hazard into the wind. And now, love to just run away from the rest of the field.
That was a gutsy shot, and we'll see if she could capitalize.
And again, we remind the viewers that she had birdied all 3 times. And I don't think she did bad by getting a par in this hole. And our closest competitor, Hyo-Ju Kim, still waiting for a sizable par putt, as well as Jihyun Oh, who had started in second place, a shot out of the lead, is now looking at a bogey putt. And let's set her up here, Austin. What kind of putt does she have?
Well, it's up the hill, and I don't think it's going to move that much. Just the outside edge will do the job.
Perhaps she may have gotten a little bit of help from the way that So Yeon-Roo putted for her birdie. This is a must-make bogey putt for Jihyun Oh to have any chance at the title. Currently 3 shots out of the lead.
You gotta make sure to hit it though.
Oh, what a heartbreaker.
It's a bit too hard.
May have hit it just a little bit too hard, so Jihyun will lose yet another shot. She'll lose 2 shots here.
The
the
ball
Bears-
sitting down.
So the Bears landmine, 13th hole, has claimed yet another victim. And This is Jeongeun Ko out of that thick rough.
Got the rough grab the club face closed once again.
Got some distance to cover. Now back to Hyoju Kim for a par. Shouldn't be an issue. So it is starting to come down to
Hyoju
two-horse
Kim
race
and,
between
yeah,
Hyoju Kim and
So-yeon
So-yeon
Ryu.
Ryu. Only a shot between these two players.
Current world ranking number 18, which is So-yeon Ryu, and the world ranking 13, Hyoju Kim.
And Hyoju has won the Korea Women's Open back in 2014. Would love to repeat the title. And Choi. That pin position looks very, very difficult. Oh, was flirting with danger, almost going to the green side bunker. Now going back and checking the yardage. Let's go to the 15th hole, the par 4.
Playing 329 meters into the wind. That's the prevailing wind. Oh, down the wind, I'm sorry.
All right, Se-young Kim.
Carried at 246 meters. That was a pretty big drive there.
Needs a lot of spin.
Oh, she has done it perfectly.
Yeah, that's a good shot. All right, let's look at some of the best shots so far we've seen. Another look at that 13th hole, that left to right shot by So-yeon Ryu, and wow. It almost seems like that was not by design.
Well, the wind was blowing left to right, and she aimed well left of the left center of the green.
Danger of getting a double
let it-
bogey or more.
Let it ride the wind. Carry distance control was perfect.
I think Hyoju
And
did a
Hyoju did a pretty good job of getting up and down.
All right, another beautiful look of the ChenngNa Bears Best. About 30 miles southwest of downtown Seoul on the way to the Incheon Airport. And you'll see it on the left side. And this is one of the premier golf courses that Korea has to offer. It is a public golf course, so anyone coming to Korea can play it. A very
It's one of the
challenging golf
high-end
course.
public golf course in Korea.
And now let's get back to our second place, Hyoju Kim. Only a shot out of the lead, par 5. Here we go. Looking patiently to the left side. And I don't think that's too bad of a shot. Green side rough, Jeongeun Ko. And it seems to be sort of the favorite spots that Jeongeun Ko's been all day. And danger of losing yet another shot. Here's our leader, So-yeon Ryu, and you see that water hazard all the way nearly behind from the tee box all the way down the right side of the fairway. Oh, and she's pulled it, drew that ball quite nicely. Oh, and has gone quite almost
Behind
to
the
where
tree?
Hyoju Kim is.
We'll have to see if that tree will get in her way.
Well,
And
not
the wind
only-
is gusting pretty hard right now.
It is. It really is. And, you know, in the first, second round, we didn't see that much wind. And as a result, the players were able to go low. But Jeongeun Choi for birdie to get within 2. Jeongeun Choi just not have been able to solve that problem.
아니 넘어간 거.
I'm hitting it. Now she's asking where the line is. Are you hearing some of these fans? Now, along the fence on the 14th hole, you can actually peek in from the outside the perimeter of the golf course. All right, Jeongeun after
The line
that
looks good.
painful double bogey. Looks pretty good. Oh, all three players have found the left side rough.
That shot tracker might be slightly off. That line looked good. Now, as the wind is starting to gust harder, the course is starting to show its fangs. That's how usually this golf course plays. The wind becomes a very big factor.
All right, Se-young for birdie on the 15th hole. Running out of holes. Oh, and it's done that nicely. So finally got that little bit of momentum back.
First birdie of the back nine. 4 shots off the lead.
And all those missed opportunities. And let's check a look at the leaderboard again. So Yeon-roo still holding on by a shot over Hyo-joo Kim, and number of players still not out of it. So stay with us as we continue to bring you the final round action of the Kia Motors Korea Women's Open. We'll be back.
오, 좋은데요? 들어갔어요. 김민선 10인 버디. 잘했습니다. 네. 파 50번 홀입니다. 좋은데요? 네, 들어갑니다. 오늘 이다현 선수가 지금 버디가 4개째 기록했고요. 지난해도 이게 마지막 날 8타를 돌아가면서 좋은 라운드를 했는데 오늘도 몰아치기가 나오고 있습니다.
And with the temperature rising and the competition is getting stiffer and stiffer, and things are really getting packed up in the top of the leaderboard. With Hyo-joo Kim only a shot behind our leader, overnight leader, So Yeon-roo, and we find Hyo-joo Kim getting ready for her second shot on the par 5, 14th hole. And I think she's done it nicely. Finding fat part of the fairway.
A punch 3-wood layup.
And Hyo-joo not only is a seasoned veteran all of a sudden, she is also a very smart player. Hyoju has won 10 times on the local tour. KLPGA has won 3 times. Everyone had predicted a lot more success than that on the LPGA tour, but still three wins, a very good result. And those trees have to be stymied for So-Yeon Ryu. Ball below the feet, and I don't know whether she's hit the trees.
It did. It caught a branch.
And that's got to be a sizable third shot for So-Yeon. Jeongeun
Just punch it below those, the branch right there, canopies.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to have too much trouble with that, and no problem for her. And got it nicely. I still have to go back and really question her shot selection on the 13th hole, Austin, which resulted in double bogey for her.
Now you're looking at the video using the RC car.
All right, Hye-Jin Choi has moved on to the 15th hole, par 4, downwind. Needs to make something happen. And she has no problem with the driver accuracy. And never fails to amaze me that every time you talk about drive accuracy, they find themselves in the first cut or in the rough. All right, let's go to the 17th hole for Jeongeun Lee 6. Second shot for Jeongeun Lee 6. Whoa! Too little too late, but still, it's got to put a lot of smile on her face. Winner of the LPGA Rookie of the Award last year.
Won the U.S. Women's Open.
And she'll be defending her title come December. I'd love to see her do well. Wishing her all the best. All right, Jin Young Ko, 15th hole. Has decided to go with a fairway medal. Now in this hole, even with the fairway medal, a lot of players have decided to go with a fairway medal, but have not had a whole lot of success by laying up. Now go to the 14th hole, par 5. Our leader, So-Yeon Ryu, who clipped a branch with her second shot, so faced with a very sizable third shot coming up.
She has to go with the utility, the hybrid club, with the third shot.
And on the 14th hole, the pin position tucked way to the right near the hazard. It has to play into the heads of the players. And it looks like she's trying to cut that shot. And I don't think that's too bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, you can't take too much out of that shot. You gotta be patient, and that is certainly one part of the game that she has shown today in the final round. She's not done yet, still got a lot of holes left. And Hyoju Kim only shot away from So-Yeon Ryu, getting ready for her third shot.
Looking at her practice swing, she's going to go for a little cut into the pin. Little left to right.
Well, Hyoju is such a smart player. Knows how to control those shots. Let's see if she could do that right here. 135 yards. Third
Trying
shot.
to work this left to right.
And not bad.
You know, didn't cut as much as she wanted to, but still not bad. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I didn't cut it across enough.
It's just like the way she carries herself on the golf course. Always positive, always smiling.
And she's quite a character. She's known to be very funny and humorous.
Yeah,
among
very
other
animated
players.
on the golf course
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, and a few times after she made a birdie on the KLPGA Championship, she was actually clapping to herself. Jeongeun, who did probably the best out of the left side rough for their second shot. Right. And normally she's a draw shot player.
Yeah, she likes to hit that, work the ball right to left, but she's gonna have to try to hold one.
Let's see if she can bounce back after that very painful double bogey on the 13th hole.
Yeah, she tried to work it left to right.
And
Nicely
she's-
done.
Nicely done. She's closer than all three players.
Yeah, you don't want to flirt with that pin on the right side.
I think she may have learned it's just a rather painful lesson from the 13th hole. All right, second shot by Jeongeun Ko. Oh, and a nice shot.
Good birdie opportunity.
Well, the title opportunity definitely out of possibility. I'm sure she's probably playing for a little bit of pride as a #1 player in the world. And Jin, she is definitely not out of it. Oh boy, that is just an opportunity that she has let go by. Back on the 14th hole, our leader, So-Yeon-Roo, getting ready for a fourth shot. Oh, nicely done. It takes a little gut to hit that ball as hard as she did to get that ball to the hole.
One birdie and one bogey for the day.
Yeah.
And she's somewhat grinding since the last round. But as long as you're not making any unforced errors, you're fine.
Oh! Say Young. Now back to 14th hole.
To put
Keep
the-
going. Oh. Just hit it right through the break. But now, 4 holes left. 2 under par today. And So-Yeon-Roo, level par. All right, Jeongeun leads 6 after that long birdie on the 17th. All right, Jeongeun also
uphill all the way.
uphill all the way.
Gotta hit it. Oh, not enough.
Well, she started 11 under today. Gave 3 shots away in the front 9. Were able to get 2 shots back, particularly that beautiful birdie on the 12th hole, but painful double bogey on the 13 has taken the wind out of her game. And Jeongeun will have that for a par to remain at 9 under par. And this appears to be Choi, the winner of the Rookie Award last year on the KLPGA Tour. She, along with Hyunkyung Park, the winner of the KLPGA Championship this year, and Hee Jung Lim, these three players are the faces of the future of the KLPGA Tour. Needs to get aggressive. Well, she may have gotten a little too aggressive. Let's go to the 15th hole. And
#1 player of the world.
Jeongeun just need to find a couple more birdies to walk away from this tournament with some positive. Austin, this putt looks like a little bit downhill.
It is. And it's gonna swing to the right a little bit. It should swing about a cup to the right.
And currently a 5 under par. And this is for birdie.
Played too much break.
And did play too much break and will remain at 5 under par. And 5 under par is currently good for tied for 6th place, but definitely not good for her caliber of play. Currently 1 over par today. Has started with 7 under par, and she was pleasantly surprised that she has started with 7 under par with no bogeys. This is heading Kim. Haven't seen her much all day. A little simple chip going toward the green.
She's gonna let it run out. Seems to be like 8 or 9 iron.
And nicely done.
Great touch there.
Great touch. And it just comes, that kind of shot really takes a lot of experience, knowing how the green will react.
She's going with the 3-wood. Her swing looks so effortless.
It is so effortless, so beautiful, always balanced, never really comes out of her swing.
But she's sneaky long too.
And that's another mark that I was going to mention, that she is sneaky long. She's had some, she got bulked up a little bit over the winter and has definitely even admitted that she has added some yardage to her drive.
And she's using a stiffer shaft this year too.
And as you get stronger, I'm sure she'll probably have to go to a little stiffer shaft. All right, Se-young has asked him to move her ball mark. And this is a birdie opportunity for Se-young. And again, Se-young started off so hot in the front 9 with 3 birdies. And high hopes coming into the back 9, but unfortunately just not been able to capitalize.
You should move a little bit to the right. Oh, just not enough speed. She had a line.
And that's been the story of her game all day. And we are starting to run out of holes as we continue the 4th round action of the 34th Korea Women's Open from the ChenngNa Bears Best.
우측을 꽤 많이 봐줬는데요. 왼쪽 방사를 이용해서 타워치는 벗어났습니다.
왼쪽으로 잘 휘었고요.
오,
들어갔어요.
들어갑니다.
네,
네.
나이스 버디. 9번 홀 최예리. 네, 자, 왼쪽 경사를 타면서 홀 쪽으로 가까이 내려왔고요.
들어갈
방향
것
좋은데요? 이야, 들어갈 뻔했어요. 최예리. 이미정. 오, 들어갔어요. 나이스 버디. 야, 여기서 먼저 버디가 나옵니다.
대단합니다.
야, 이건 정말 허를 찌르는 건인데요. 야, 기가 막혔네요, 이미정. 김소희. 오, 좋은데요. 들어가진 않습니다. 야, 1.2kg짜리 다이아몬드가 왔다 갔다.
아쉽습니다.
아, 지금 이제 선수하고 아버지가 뒤로 돌아봤어요. 아, 뭐였지 하면서. 파포 4번 홀 이미정. 오, 킥이 좋았는데요.
오, 들어가나요?
오, 들어갑니다. 이미정의 샷이를. 그쪽 반응을 보고 나서 좋아하는 모습인데 오늘 1, 2번 홀에 버디가 있었고 4번 홀에서는 샷이글이 나오면서 이미정 선수가 4언더파로 올라옵니다.
And we're back to ChenngNa Bears Best, where the 34th Korea Women's Open is taking place. And we're coming down to the final stretch, only 4 holes to go, as the leaderboard is getting packed. And So-Yeon Roo still holding on to one-shot lead over Hyo-Joo Kim at 12 under and 11 under par. Let's take a look at some of the early highlights. So-Yeon Roo on the par 5-6 hole. And look at that, spun it back and almost went in. And she was able to roll that in for a birdie. And this time she went to 13 under par and looked like she had a commanding lead, but Hyo-Joo Kim said not so fast and rolled in a birdie of her own. Ninth hole also playing very tough, and that was a pull all the way, Austin.
That was the only bogey of the day so far, and she got that shot back with a birdie.
Jeongeun Choi on the 10th hole finally notches a birdie to go 2 under par for the day and 9 under par, but that's where she's at right now. And Jeongeun, who had given away 3 shots in the front 9, and rolls it in confidently on the 12th hole, which is one of the hardest holes after a birding on the 10th hole. But take a look at this shot.
I think this was just a missed club. The line was good, just not enough club, and she put it in hazard.
And as a result, she missed this bogey putt and ended up with a double bogey. And that may have been the final spell for her to miss an opportunity to win this year, but still tied for 4th along with Se-Young Kim. So So-Yeon Roo at the top, all alone at top at 12 under par. Just staying patient. And that's been the word today, Austin. Just staying patient. And Hyo-Joo Kim only a shot out of the lead. Haejin Choi on the 16th hole.
Oh, nice bounce back into the fairway.
Wow. Her driving accuracy has been near perfect today at 92%.
That certainly helps when the roughs are up and wind is gusting.
Hyo-Joo Kim
122 meters to the hole.
Oh. And may have taken in consideration of that downwind just a bit too much. This is definitely a
If you
crucial
try to hit it too
mistake.
soft on a downwind, what it will do is that you'll not create enough backspin, so wind will actually knock it down. So you need to actually try to hit it harder with a shorter club if you're in between clubs.
All right, so Yun backing away from that second shot. It's pretty much of a very simple, about 120 yards. Second shot coming up. Got to make good contact. Oh. So both of these players, and I think the nerves are starting to sneak into these players. On any given day, these players would not be missing these type of length by that much distance. All right, Jeongeun, who was in second place after the third round. And all three players have come up short. I just don't understand this.
It's got to be pretty disappointing. Hitting a second shot from 65 meters out, well short of the green.
All right, back to the 18th hole, Jeongeun leads 6. Can she do the same thing as she did? No. Well, she had rolled in a long birdie putt on the 17th hole, almost off the green out of the fringe. Jeongeun on the 16th hole, getting ready for her second shot. And these are the holes you have to take chances and take advantage. Both the 15th and 16th hole yesterday played. 14th and 13th easiest holes. Going right at it.
Very nicely
and a
done.
Great shot. And that 16th hole, only 5 pace from the right edge.
You got to play this like a bunker shot.
All right, Hyoju.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Very nice. And I think Hyoju was listening to you, Austin.
Yeah, you got to keep the club face wide open and try to slide that club face under the ball. You almost have to feel like you have to hit the under the ball with the back of the club face. That's just a feel that you need to have.
Absolutely. And these players are just showing why they're in that top of the leaderboard. And Hyoju, and we'll go ahead and finish. Now, why is that she's doing that? Now, there are other players are still getting ready for their second shot. Is there a reason why?
Well, if you're too close to the pin where you could just tap out, you know, they just want to get out of the way so that the ball marker wouldn't be an issue for other players' lines.
All right, Haejin Choi needs the birdie here to get within 2 of the leader. Oh, and that's going left. And just keeps running away from the hole. So Haejin running out of holes, getting a little impatient. But patience is something that So-Yeon-Roo has shown great amount all day.
Downhill all the way, just gotta land it past the fringe, just onto the green, let it trickle down. There you go.
Wow.
That was perfectly.
That's just world-class play right there. And folks, we're seeing some great golf shots. Some great chip shots.
And she's got a solid short game around the greens. Only part of the game that where she might feel that she needs to improve on is the tee shot.
All right, Jeongeun getting ready for her par putt to walk away with a 5 under par. Oh. So she was only able to go 1 under par for the day and 4 under par for the tournament. And that pushes her into the top 10 position from the tie for 6. So it's coming down to these two players, Hyoju Kim and So-yeon Roo. And Jeon. Oh, is that a birdie?
Oh,
Ever so close. So all three players displaying their short game, and clearly these three players, all product of the Korean national team when they were playing as an amateur. And let's check the leaderboard one more time. So-yeon Roo holding on over Hyoju Kim, and Haejin Choi has a 9 under par, 2 under par for the day. We'll come back to the Bears Best, where the final round of the Kia Motors Korea Women's Open is taking place. We'll be back.
좋은데요? 야, 들어갈 뻔했어요. 샤디들이 나올 뻔했는데요.
너무 좋은 라인인데요. 들어갑니다. 들어가요.
이야, 우리는 나올 뻔했습니다. 이게 들어갔어요. 이야, 나이스 버디. 그렇죠. 네, 마운드를 잘 지나갔고 오른쪽에 들어갔어요. 네, 최후의 샤딩을. 오, 들어갑니다. 들어갔어요. 자, 이민정 선수가 샤딩을 만들어냈어요.
그 스윙이 완벽하게 피니시까지 이루어져서 느낌이 감이 굉장히 좋거든요. 그러면서 들어가는데 정확하게 핀 주먹에 맞고 들어갔습니다.
저번에 더블 보기를 바로 말해버리네요.
And we're back to Bears Best ChenngNa Golf Club, where the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open is currently taking place. The final round action and the final group has finally moved on to the 15th hole. And boy, this is really a great, great golf tournament that we have here, Austin.
yes, definitely is, and best course to do it.
And the weather has been absolutely perfect all 4 days in this tournament, unlike what we had down at Jeju Island last week. The players were only able to complete 18 holes and had to walk away without the opportunity to complete at least 36 holes, which was called due to the heavy rain and fog Let's take it to 16th hole. Jin Choi with a long birdie attempt. And that comes out very short. Not sure what happened there. All right,
Oh,
back to the
Soyeon Ryu is starting to tee it off from the right side of the markers now. Because her misses has been to the right. So she's trying to have a little more angle towards the left.
And I
Okay.
think she's done that nicely. And pointed out that she has gone to the right side of the tee box.
See, that's what you gotta do. You gotta make adjustments as you go. And having that ability definitely is a key factor if you want to become a world-class player.
And that comes with a 14 years of experience. Made her debut back in 2007 on the KLPGA Tour. And Soyeon still holding on to one-shot lead over Hyo-Joo Kim.
She likes it.
Jeongeun likes it. Right down the middle.
왜 이렇게 하는 거예요?
All right, Jin Ko with a birdie. Oh, nicely done. She was very, very aggressive with her second shot to get that ball where she was and rolls it in confidently. And we'll go to the par 3 17th for Seyoung Kim. Downhill all the way. We had really thought that Seyoung Kim was going to make a very strong charge, and for a moment after 3 birdies in the front 9,
Certainly look good, right?
certainly looked really good.
But
Jin
she's had
Choi.
3 bogeys on the back 9.
Exactly. And I think getting a par in the 10th hole for Seyoung's length almost as equivalent to a bogey. Ryan Cho. Not sure whether she's learned anything from Seyoung's putt, but also comes up a bit short. Will remain at 5 under par. Now the leader, 16th hole. Just 3 holes away from potentially winning this tournament for the first time.
138 to the pin.
An aggressive line. Wow. With only 5 pace from the left edge of the hazard, has taken that ball nicely.
Oh, she missed another short putt.
And we've seen that quite often today with Seyoung. Jeongeun also taking a very aggressive line with her second shot.
Yeah, it's
And-
tough to land it below the hole with the downwind and hazard in the front.
Yeah, you can't really hit it too soft, otherwise you might even find yourself in a hazard. Now, with only shot behind running out of holes, Austin, what are some of the things that Hyo-Joo needs to do right here?
Well, I think she could take this very aggressive line because she left herself a shorter shot into the green and where she could put enough spin on the ball with a shorter club.
And Hyo-Joo has not made any unforced error today. Has been very, very good with the long putt distance control.
And she has a little better angle to the pin than what Soyeon had.
And Austin, as you had mentioned, that she has that beautiful silky swing, but yet she is sneaky long and is the longest of all her playing partners. About 140 yards second shot.
Seems like she's gonna cut one.
Has she cut enough? Needs to stop. Needs to stop.
Oh, she just landed a little bit on the wrong side of the spine of that mound.
And need to catch a little bit of break there. Now to the 17th hole. Again, so far in the 2020 season, we've had 9 hole-in-ones on the KLPGA Tour. But here, has not seen any. And with that pin position like today, I don't think we're going to see the first one either. So ChenngNa has a long birdie putt coming up. All right, the 18th hole to Choi. This hole has played one of the hardest holes, and yesterday it played as the third hardest holes.
Third hardest hole in the week too.
And as it was the case in the second round. All right, Jeongeun, got to make something happen right here. And starting to balloon away and coming up very short. Let's see how far Se-young will try to hit. Wow, coming out of shoes with that drive.
I think fellow competitors are laughing as well.
Well, I got to say one thing to Se-young. Don't ever change. We love the way you play. We love her style. I know she lives and dies by being aggressive.
And that's why she has so many fans too. It's exciting to watch.
And that's one of just a sad part of this whole, the COVID-19 pandemic is that with this unbelievable player field that we've not been able to welcome the gallery, this tournament usually attracts over 40,000 gallery for the tournament, and the only gallery we may have is some residents living alongside the fairway and those houses, and we can certainly hear those residents cheering on the players. Jeongeun will go first.
That rough line is going to be an issue with our stroke, so she's going to have to hover the club, putter, just try to hit the equator of the ball.
And the distance control will be just absolutely critical for this type of shot. And looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And swings way right. I didn't see that break. And she'll remain at 8 under par. She makes that par putt, and she'll remain at 4th place all alone. What a disappointing day for Jeongeun. And that double bogey really took the air out of her on the 13th hole. Fell victim to the Bears landmine. All right. So-yeon-roo. This almost seems like a match play situation here, Austin.
It is.
With
It is.
Cho-Ju Kim and So-yeon-roo. These two players.
And
really,
no one seems to be making a charge right now, so I think it's all about not making a mistake,
and
not
the only-
making unforced errors.
And
That's
the
the
only
key.
mistake that So-yeon-roo has made was on the 9th hole. May have pulled that short par putt. A right to left putt for her. All right, walking away. And that wind is kind of playing a little bit of trouble for So-yeon, Austin. And it does appear to be Oh, that is breaking way much from left to right.
There's a lot of slope around the hole.
There's a lot of subtle break. This golf course opened its door about 9 years ago and has become a very popular spot for a lot of the players in Korea. All right, Jeongeun, after a birdie on the 16th, would love to walk away with another birdie on the 17th.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Or not bad.
And that is not a bad attempt. Let's quickly go back to the 16th hole. And the pursuer, Hyo-ju Kim.
Oh, you could bet that she's gonna get aggressive with this one.
Yeah, she's got a great putting touch, particularly from this distance today.
Just to tie the lead.
Oh, and this ball actually went left. May have betrayed her.
On a long putt, when wind is blowing pretty hard, it does affect the ball. It does affect how much it's gonna break. Especially on fast greens too.
All right, looking ahead on the 17th hole, Hye-jin Choi with a long birdie putt. She's got to hold this to have any chance. But unfortunately, this is one of the 6 hardest holes from yesterday and has been playing very difficult all week. And this is to go 10 under par. Now, for her level of play, with all that talent, it's just disappointing to see that putt come up so short, and that may have spelled her any opportunity to win this title. Par putt coming up for our leader, So-yeon-roo. Nicely done. Still leading by a shot over Hyo-ju Kim as they go to the 17th hole, par 3. Yesterday, the 17th hole ranked 6th hardest hole, and the 18th, 3rd hardest holes. But these are the 2 holes that So-yeon-roo thrives on. All right, Jeongeun to try to clean up for a par to walk away with the 8 under par for the tournament. All right, all 3 players finishing with a par. You can hear the people from distance in their residence along the fairway of the Bears Best cheering on.
If she wants any chance at forcing a playoff, she needs to make this.
So she needs to make this putt and birdie the 18th hole and get a little bit of help from the leaders. Hye-jin Choi at 9 under par. Must make par putt coming up. Oh, and confidently done. It's been a long day and 3 birdies to go along with 1 bogey. 2 under par, but that score could have been as low as 5 under par had she been able to roll in a few here and there. And Jeongeun not taking any chances, giving a lot of respect for this putt. Nicely done for a par. So the group ahead of the final group has moved on. We'll be moving on to the 18th hole. And Se-young Kim,
Coming off a bogey on the 17th.
and that was a very costly bogey. Wow,
Oh.
look at here.
It's one of the best shots we saw on this hole today.
Wow. All I can say is just wow. Boy, that might have been the longest second shot she was faced with all week, and yet she's gotten that ball closest to the pin.
It's crunch
Up.
time. Only 2 holes left. Let's
Final
take a look
group.
at the 17th hole, par 3, playing 178 meters, and you can see the shot distribution. It yielded only 5 birdies today.
5 birdies out of
Okay.
the 77 players. That is playing very stingy.
Pin tuck front left, with the bunker guarding front left side of the green.
And you can
I
see
mean,
the-
even if they carry it pin high, it rolls past well past the hole, and they're left with the downhill slider to the right.
wind direction is slightly into her face, and she is
In from the left.
from left to right. Tucking it over very carefully with her
I mean,
caddy.
she's a great ball striker. She could work the ball both ways, and if she could just draw one into the wind, that'll help her land the ball a little softer. All she has to do is take a little high. So high draw into the pin would be the ideal shot here.
Excitement building here on the 17th hole, the final round action. The Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open. It is between Hyoju Kim and Soyeon Ryu. Hyoju Kim will go first.
A little bit right, conservative. It's not too bad. That's a safe play there.
And I think that's a very conservative play, but a good play. And Se-young Kim back on the 18th after an excellent second shot. Se-young walk away with a birdie. Birdie, as she done it. So she'll finish at 8 under par, even though there was a 2 under par for the final round. That could have well been 67 or less. And birdie is one of the rarer feat on the 18th hole. But now here's the leader on the 17th with the hybrid club. Is that a good selection?
Well, she wants to. It depends on what clubs she has in the bag. She might have, swapped out the 5-iron with the utility club. So she took it high.
And looking pretty good.
All right, similar. Oh, she's gonna help her.
Now
The identical spot.
you couldn't get any closer
So
to each other than hitting the ball.
Hyoju is going to get a read off of Soyeon's putt.
Now looking back on the third round, this hole, it yielded only 6 birdies yesterday, and today only 5 birdies. And Jeongeun, or any chance of winning this tournament, was dashed on the 13th hole, second of the Bears landmine. Needs to finish strong, and that looks pretty good. All right. Jeon, always the aggressive player. And along with Se-young Kim, oh, look at here.
Hyoju
Now-
Kim's ball is slightly closer to the hole, so she's going to get a read off of Soyeon Ryu.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think they'll have to get get the ruling in that. All right, have another look at the leaderboard, and So-Yeon Roo and Hyo-Joo Kim fighting it out to the last hole. 12 under par for So-Yeon Roo, leading one shot over Hyo-Joo Kim. We'll continue with the final round action of the Kia Motors Korea Women's Open. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages.
파포 8번 홀.
예전에 인터뷰를 할때 제주도에서 그렇게 성적이 좋지 않았다라고 얘기했는데 오늘은 굉장히 좋았습니다.
7번 홀이죠. 이지호. 이야, 나이스 버디.
방향각을 원의 양까지 잘 계산한 멋진 치빈이었습니다.
네.
오늘 3단 그린 왼쪽에서 오른쪽으로 높아지는 단 3개의 그린 왼 윗단 오른쪽 안쪽에 있습니다.
오, 야, 들어가지 않네요. 와, 샤디그를 제가 볼 뻔했는데요. 아깝습니다.
오늘 핀의 위치가 이 벙커에서부터 공간이 별로 없기 때문에 굉장히 까다로운 위치였는데요.
오, 좋은데요. 이야, 잘 갔어요. 나이스 버디.
왼쪽에서 오른쪽으로 휘는 양이 어마어마했는데
네.
정말 좋았습니다. 방금 같은 경우는 정말 투퍼팅으로 마무리도 참 잘했다라고 생각이 됐을 정사인데 좋았습니다.
박지현 선수가 세 번째 샷이 그린사이드 벙커에 들어갔고 네 번째 샷은 들어가겠습니다. 오, 잘 나왔는데요. 이야, 들어갔어요. 나이스 버디. 보기 없는 플레이가 이어지면서 이제 공동 선두로 올라갑니다.
네, 이게 굴러오는 과정도 왼쪽에서 오른쪽으로 심하게 휠 만큼 쉽지 않은 벙커였는데 마무리 정말 좋았습니다.
We're back to Bears Best, ChenngNa Bears Golf Club, where the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open is taking place. We're coming down to the final stretch, and the final group is on the 17th hole, one of the hardest par threes, and one of the hardest holes on ChenngNa Bears Best.
And Jeon always first to play on this group.
And
And
Jeongeun,
So-Yeon Roo and
Hyo-Joo
Hyo-Joo
Kim.
Kim's balls are right next to each other, and I'm sure they're getting that measuring tape out to see who gets to putt first.
Jeongeun currently looking at a birdie putt and just need to get a little bit of a moral victory more than anything. Jeongeun currently tied for 8th place with Se-Young Kim, who birdied the last hole. And that balls keep on going. And that is about as close as we've seen with anyone putting from that position. And good putt for Jeongeun. Just like to see her making the best effort to continue to finish out and go to the 18th hole before we'll watch Hyo-Joo Kim and So-Yeon Roo on the 17th hole. And this will take a big swing and is trying to go toward the hole. And look at that ball rolling. And didn't roll as much as she thought it would. All right, Chaeyoon Park has given away a lot of shots today. Just barely trickling onto the front edge of the green.
She lost 6 shots today. It's just one
Right.
of those days, you know, nothing's going your way, and
All right,
All right,
Soyeon is
Soyeon
going
Ryu.
first.
I called it.
All right, critical putt coming up for both players.
It's interesting how Hyoju is not somewhere near where she is putting from, because I'll go behind the ball as soon as she hits it to get some read off her putt.
And this is for birdie to take potentially 2-shot lead over Hyoju Kim. Here we go.
And she's not even looking at her putt.
And misses to the left edge.
You know, that's very interesting, because most of the players will be lingering around Soyeon if you're putting from the same line, and as soon as she hits it, they'll go behind the line and to get some help or get some read off of their putt. But Hyoju was just standing on the other side and not even looking at the ball rolling.
And let's see whether that will cost her as she gets ready for a birdie putt. But let's check the second shot for Jeongeun Choi. Needs a birdie and has blown past the hole, and that ball will continue to roll away from her.
Now this ball is going to swing a little bit to the left.
All right, Hyoju Kim
Oh,
for
it's
the
gotta
birdie.
go. It's gotta go.
This is absolutely a critical mental mistake here. I am not sure exactly what happened here, and
'Cause
now
if she paid attention to Soyeon's putt, she jabbed at it pretty hard. And that wind could have been a factor too. From where she was putting, it's slightly into the wind.
all right, Soyeon and her caddy talking this over. Her caddy, good friend of Soyeon, went to same college, had played in Asian games, and her caddy had never caddied before, as also a professional player, is helping her out on the bag today. Oh, a lot of white showing as it rolled in.
You know, these two players did not make a birdie on the back nine yet.
And now talking it over with her caddy, and just looking back and say, whatever happened to that putt there? But just good to be able to walk away with a par and still shot out of the lead. And Chae-Yoon Park comes out woefully short, and it's been that kind of a day. She has given away six shots today. And Chae-Yoon's looking around to see where other players are, making sure that she's not walking in the other player's line.
Every par 3 hole has the car as a prize on this tournament.
And
It's the first time seeing that, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, no one's going to be walking away with a hole-in-one prize. And we had mentioned that there were been 9 hole-in-ones in 2020 season. The players must have been just itching to get on the golf course. And boy, 9 birdies in just 4 tournaments is just absolutely amazing.
But there is a prize to the winner. Winner gets a car.
Well, that sounds pretty nice there. And the title sponsor being the Kia Motors will walk away with a beautiful car. All right, Hyoju Kim can't think ahead. Need a birdie right here. Final group on the 18th hole, and this is Hyoju Kim. 1 shot out of the lead at 11 under par.
Right
Long-
center of the fairway will be perfect for the left pin today.
Long par 4, long tee shot, and an accurate tee shot is a must.
Nicely done. Center cut. And that just shows you how well she could work the ball. It's into the wind, and she kept the ball low. And she could work the ball both ways, left to right to left. She's a great ball striker.
And Haejin Choi. Good putt, but just not good enough for her for this tournament. So we'll finish at 9 under par. And here comes our leader at 12 under par.
Oh, she hit it very well.
This may have been one of the better tee shots we've seen her out of her on the 18th hole. And it's the first time she's played in the tournament competition in about 4 months since she last played down at Australia in the LPGA tournament. And Jeongeun, the 2018 winner of the Korea Women's Open, when she won by 8 shots, which was, of course, not only a tournament record, but one of the surprises that everyone had for Jeongeun. So coming down to the 18th hole, the final hole. So-Yeon Ryu leading by 1 shot over Hyo-Joo Kim, her playing partner. And you look at the right side, the right of the screen, and that's what the gallery was looking like last year at the 33rd Korea Women's Open. And that gallery could have been even more had it been
not the Corona-19.
COVID-19. As of now,
only people inside the ropes are the rules officials, walking scorer, and the caddies and players. That's it.
all right, Jeongeun Ko trying to finish on a high note for a birdie on the 18th. Not too bad. Started off with 7 under par in the first round, but second and third, fourth round has not gone the way that she would have liked. And you have to wonder whether that ankle injury has hampered her all week. And a good par putt. Ball was running away from her to the left, but managed the par to remain at 6 under par. And currently good enough for tie for 6th place, for all alone at 6th place. All right, Haejin Choi cleaned it up for par on this hole. 9 under par for the tournament, and that's tie all alone at 3rd place.
Unless Jeongeun makes a birdie on the last hole, she will finish solo 3rd, which is a pretty good finish. And they
so
should be getting pretty good amount of world ranking points as top 10 world rankers are in the field.
And I believe the world ranking for the ladies, the point system has been freeze until the LPGA tournament resumes its play at the end of July.
That's right. I
These
forgot about that.
points
The
will
adjustments
be
that we have to
adjusted
make.
accordingly. And So-Yeon Ryu has hit the longest. And So-Yeon Ryu lost in the playoff on the 4th hole of the playoff against Ji Shin.
Maybe Hyo-Joo's getting ready for a playoff. She's getting some snacks to get some energy level up.
And again, we mentioned in our earlier telecast, the last time the playoff took place at the Korea Women's Open was 10 years ago. And it was won by Soo-Jin Yang over Eun-Ju Lee in a 3rd playoff hole. And there have been 4 playoffs in the Korea women's history. Jeongeun with the 2nd shot.
Nicely
That
done.
is a very good shot. Nicely done. So with that pin position tucked to the left side, the right to left shot must be very, very good for players. I really like the way Hyo-ju is taking her time, getting a little snack, throwing a little grass up in the air, talking it over.
It's more about the carry distance control for this shot rather than trying to take that aim.
Now the graphic showing that the wind is blowing in from right to left. Hyo-ju Kim.
You know,
has
she's been
elected to
hitting
go
that
with the-
little buttercut very nicely throughout the whole day. She might do the same here. Trying to cut one into the wind, let it land a little softer.
There's one person in the field who has all the shots in their bag. Will be Hyo-ju Kim, and needs a birdie right here.
Yeah, she definitely tried to hit a little cut, but a little
it
short.
finds the green side bunker. Wow. That is disappointing. She went right at it. And sounded like it wasn't really a good contact.
Now Soyeon Ryu must be feeling a little more comfortable with Hyo-ju in the bunker.
Now
You could bet that
Hyo-ju-
she's gonna just go aim for the middle of the green here.
Now Hyo-ju with some great short game in her bag. So we'll try to spin as much as she can coming out of that bunker. It really depends on what kind of line she is drawing in that bunker.
Shouldn't be buried because it was a little utility and it was low.
Almost 190 yards. Second shot coming up for So-yeon. She's got to be careful.
All you need to do is put it on the green.
Asking that ball to
Oh.
stay. And that's also going in the bunker.
Now it's test of the short games. It's not over yet.
It is definitely not over yet. And I think the advantage actually goes to Hyo-ju. She's got a little more the green to work with that bunker
And
shot.
it's an uphill lie where Soyeon Ryu has a downhill lie, ball below the feet.
And on the other hand, So-yeon very close to the pin on the left side of the green side bunker. So this will definitely test both players' ability with their bunker shot. Another look at Hyo-ju Kim's second shot. And
That
let's
was
see
right
where
at
it
it.
end up. Wow. Now, cameraman also gotten faked out on that
Yeah,
shot.
just like 5 yards short. 5 more yards, it would have been perfect.
It almost seems like an automatic that Hyo-ju Kim will be on the green, and that ball finds the front green side bunker.
She's been staring down at that ball for a long time. She liked it, but just
And
a few yards
Hyo-ju
short. Now, as long as it's not too close to the lip, I think Hyo-ju has a relatively easier bunker shot than Soyeon.
Yeah, and for So-yeon Ryu, and you see that ball sitting there, and I don't know whether she has enough green to work with to be able to spin that ball quickly coming out. The lip shouldn't be an issue, but boy, it is getting interesting. And with or without gallery, it's just excitement, and this is one of the reasons why the national title tournament, Korea Women's Open, is such a popular tournament. And a difficult tournament to win for the players.
Now these type of testy shots becomes tougher in a pressure cook situation like this.
All right,
They
Hyo-Joo
both have
Kim.
really clean lines.
Hyo-Joo Kim has drawn a really good lie. And Hyo-Joo Kim is really good with those bunker shots. Let's see if she could replicate that. She can pull it off here. She's further out. She'll go first. Sounds pretty good.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, and
she
that'll
left
be
a
an uphill
perfect uphill
putt.
Yes. Now that ought to put a little pressure on Soyeon-Roo.
Let's have
Now
another
with the-
look.
She did not release the club as much as she would on a shorter and softer bunker shot.
So-yeon having a really good look at that lie. It looks like somebody may have already putted out of that same shot out of that
It's a downhill all the way.
downhill all the way.
As soon as it lands on the green.
Very difficult bunker shot coming up for our leader, So-yeon-Roo, leading by 1.
Oh, nicely
my
done.
Lord, that was a
Clutch.
great shot.
That was clutch.
Wow.
That's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have just seen the winning bunker shot for So-yeon-Roo. And more than likely, she will probably be crowned as the winner of the 34th Korea Women's Open. Thanks to that unbelievable bunker shot under tremendous pressure. And this is the reason why she is a top-ranking player in the world. And with this win, I would have to say that she has completed the national title Grand Slam,
Oh, yeah. China, Canada, US, and Korea.
as well as Japan.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So this is one title that has eluded her all year, all of her career. Last time she played in the Korea Women's Open was 2011, and she will win by a shot or more, depending on how Hyo-Joo Kim does with her par putt. But first, Jeongeun with her birdie putt coming up. She had won this tournament with a score of 17 under back in 2018. This is for birdie for Jeongeun. And
Oh.
just sliding by. So cruel.
So she'll finish tied for 4th with Se-young Kim.
Well, she lost 2 shots from yesterday, but still, that is very good. 3 shots, check that.
Disappointing final round, but still not a bad finish.
And outside of the not having any gallery, one of the things that we're definitely missing on the 18th hole is the huge gallery stand that we would have under normal condition. Now Hyo-Joo Kim for par. And well done. And So-yeon-Roo getting ready to putt out for her first win at the Korea Women's Open and to be the winner of the 34th Korea Women's Open. All right, great win for So-Yeon Ryu. And here's your winner of the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open. Congratulations, So-Yeon.
That's her 10th win on the LPGA Tour.
To go along with a 6th win
On the LPGA Tour.
LPGA Tour.
감사합니다 언니.
Oh, and there's a ceremonial
Rose petals.
rose petals coming for her. Once again, the winner of the Kia Motors 34th Korea Women's Open is So-Yeon Ryu. Congratulations, So-Yeon.
너무 축하해요.
And she has completed the national title Grand Slam. And what a win this is for her, as she has finally won here in the Korea Women's Open.
재혁아.
Not only we should be proud of the Korean ladies golfers, but also how the Korea is handling the COVID-19 crisis, and they're able to still pull off the national title in this crisis.
Congratulations on So-Yeon, and also congratulations to the golf industry in Korea. And Korea Golf Association should be congratulated for putting on this tournament. And I have to say that this tournament could not have been possible without the tremendous support by the sponsor, as well as the ChenngNa Bears Best, who really set up the golf course to truly test the abilities of the players.
And we could not have asked for a better leaderboard for the final round. All the
Exactly.
top players from the world on the both KLPGA and LPGA Tour going head to head with exciting finish.
And it certainly was an exciting finish, and everyone had to hold their breath until the last hole and last bunker shots. Have another look there. Wow. That was a downhill putt there. Not an easy one. I don't think I would have been able to make that putt. But what a great, great win. To get a big hug from Hyo-Joo Kim. It's just good to see those competitors really congratulating each other. And with
They're all
social
very close,
distancing or
and-
not, that was a great win. Players going through their scorecard properly. And today, Hyo-Joo Kim just was a shot out of the leader. And the final check, the winner is So-Yeon Ryu, 12 under par, keeping her ship steady at level par. And that was good enough to win over Hyo-Joo Kim. And what a great win it was for So-Yeon.
I'm sure now she has her eyes on the Women's British Open to add collection to her national title.
All right, let's check the highlights of the final round. Let's go to the 13th hole. And it was Haejin Choi here. Oh, and just tantalizingly missing on the left edge. And Haejin definitely had the chance, just wasn't able to convert any of those putts. But this is the shot that I have to say, it was not only a gutsy shot, but one of the best shots that we have seen on this 13th hole.
But on this 13th hole, she must have misclubbed it. Put the second shot in the hazard. She walked away with a double bogey.
And Jeongeun's any possibility of winning this tournament for the second time in her career was dashed rather quickly by the double bogey there. And Hyo-Joo Kim, whenever she was faced with a very delicate chip shot, she was able to have no problem with that. And going to 16th hole, might have been the only chance that she really legitimately chanced to birdie. And that also went by the left edge. Now, had So-Yeon Ryu made this putt, it would not have been as close as it was the case on the 18th hole. But missing putt there definitely made it very interesting. And Hyo-ju coming up woefully short with the birdie attempt. And again, Austin, you mentioned that she didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to what So-yeon-roo's putt was. But saved it nicely to keep it at 2 under par for the day. And
If she had to get aggressive, that was a putt that she needed to be aggressive because the 18th hole is not actually a birdie hole.
yesterday there were only 2 birdies, and we only saw 1 birdie out of Se-young Kim. And Hyo-ju found the greenside bunker. And this shot also gone way left, and she drew a rather awkward stance. But at this time, we really didn't know whether she was going to be able to get out of that bunker and save a par.
I think it was a nice bunker shot to put little pressure on So-yeon.
But
And by all means, this was not an easy bunker shot with the given situation. Under pressure.
and all day has she done. She was able to keep that game steady,
This
and
was just absolutely perfect.
absolutely the best shot we have seen so far out of her to save a par and win by a shot and claims her title. And the 34th Korea Women's Open has been completed. And once again, the winner of So-yeon-roo, 12 under par, over 1 shot over Hyo-ju Kim. What a great action we have had so far here, Austin.
Yeah, it was very exciting and great to see all the players from LPGA Tour and KLPGA Tour players getting together for a National Open, and also Korea and KGA being able to host this and run this tournament without any mishaps during COVID-19 crisis, which was great.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for joining us for all week. And we'd like to say goodbye from Bears Best, where So-yeon-roo has won the 34th Korea Women's Open. Until next time, so long, everybody.